Hey, what's good, Cowboy Nation? Good evening. This is JT Wolf from the 14 Rings NFC East podcast. I'm here to bring you another episode segment of Barbershop Talk with JT. I'm Earl as well, but I go by JT. That's my name. So Barbershop Talk, JT here, and I'm here to bring you another episode talking about the Dallas Cowboys and their upcoming matchup against the Denver Broncos. And yeah, it's gonna be a quick episode. Bit tired. Had a long day at work. I think I worked about maybe 12 hours. So yeah, I gotta catch some Z's. Gotta head back to work. But this matchup against the Denver Broncos is one that I had marked on my calendar. It's one that I feel that it's a winnable matchup against the Broncos. I understand the Broncos are 5-2, but it's kind of funny in the light when it comes to their season, and some things doesn't feel like it's solidified. And if they think they're going to try to do that with Dallas, only time will tell. We'll see on Sunday. But Dallas Cowboys, I was really happy how they played against the Commanders last week, and I understand the defense really played against backups. Our secondaries were kind of backups as well, except Bland. But overall, I thought the defense played a lot better. We saw a little bit more of the grits, which Diggs was talking about, and Diggs was also right about that. And just seeing what to look for in this upcoming matchup against the Broncos, we go to the Mile High State. Denver will be bringing their throwbacks with the letter and the horse up there breathing air. They're gonna have their orange uniforms with the blue helmet and stuff. Like they're like, yeah, it's gonna be throwback. And the last time Dallas beat the Denver Broncos pretty much was in 1994 or 95 season. That was the last time that they played the Broncos and won. The last 7 matchups, the Broncos have taken victory, and I got a little bit of revenge on my mind. And also some of the players too. They may not see it that way, but I see it as a whole. This Broncos team has been a demon to us over the last couple of years, and I'm ready for it to turn the tide and get this W and get this huge demon off our backs. But Denver, I'm looking at their roster. They have a pretty good roster where there's nothing to sneeze at. Where they have Bo Nix at the helm. They got Dobbins. They have R.J. Harvey. He was one of the rookies that I felt Dallas should have been looking at into the draft, but that road has passed. We got Cortland Sutton, Evan Ingram. On defense, we got PS2, Pat Surtain II. We got Nick Bonito. We have Jahdae Barron, rookie. He was another guy that I was looking at in the draft as well. And that's pretty much it from who I see, except their offensive line. They have a couple of injuries. They have one guy that's suspended in Dre Greenlaw. He's not going to play in this matchup. But team look like it's continuing to be something. And Dallas Cowboys, Cowboys Nation, I don't want y'all to overlook this team. Is play what's in front of you and take the game seriously. And another player they have is Jonathan Cooper as well. He plays linebacker. So they have some young guys, and their defense is pretty good. Like, I'm not going to slam them or anything like that, but some of their wins have been comeback wins. And I know with the Dallas Cowboys, their matchup against this team, we're not those teams that's going to allow this Broncos team to play catch up in the game. We got the foot on the gas and the foot on the throat on just being able to execute the game accordingly and to generate points. We will not lose this lead. But in the matchup, into my key matchups, 1, take the game seriously. Broncos, yeah, they're 5-2, but you got to respect them. They're above 500. And it's not one of those games where you got to look and be like, oh, they're just a team. No, you got to focus on this team, because this team will creep up on you and strike. It's almost like a snake. They hang in these games, and then when the moment to strike happens, it occurs. So Cowboys, don't play with your food and take this matchup seriously. And no doubt in my mind, Shotty's gonna do that. My next matchup, next key thing to look for in this game is Eberflus. Are you gonna replicate what you did last week and tweak some things and improve it? One thing that I noticed is that there was some grits involved, and what I mean by grits is that there was a lot of blitz packaging, there was a lot of aggressiveness, there was a lot of man-to-man coverage. Now, I'm gonna be fair when I say this, is that yes, the grits was definitely salty, savory, spicy, but I need Diggs to be able to understand that what Eberflus is doing with the cover two, it's kind of a sweeter grits with more of a sugary taste. And that's where the cover two and the cover threes come into play. I think there's a disconnect where Diggs is not allowing himself to learn under Eberflus. And don't get me wrong, I don't like Eberflus as well, but I would at least allow, if the brothers have bought into what Eberflus is doing, Diggs, you got to do it too. But with that being said, Eberflus, I need you to replicate what you did last week and show that it wasn't an asterisk. My next key point in the game is how are we going to execute, especially with our top two receivers going up against PS2 and Jahdae Barron. Now, CeeDee Lamb has played against Surtain back in college. And I also know Pickens have played against Surtain in the NFL. So with that being said, they're familiar with just seeing their play and his level of play. And Jahdae Barron, as a rookie, coming in and just kind of learning under Surtain, that's a good player to learn under. But looking at what my receiver core has done and just being able to see them kind of mesh well together, it's going to be, you got to cover the number one receiver. And Pickens and Lamb are the number one receivers. Surtain, you're going to have to choose which one you got. Because if you're going to try to link up one, you better hope the other guy can link up with the other. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup in this game. And I believe the Cowboys can definitely edge this. They just got to go out there and execute the way that they do. And the defense, on my fourth and last point, I need to see this defense get off the field at least 4 to 5 times in this game. Because if they can get off around that time, get off the field, no doubt in my mind, Dallas has a chance to win this game. Because the more extended drives, those penalties, those pre-snap penalties and things, you do not want that to occur going into this matchup against the Broncos, especially with the home field advantage with the Broncos. That's nothing to sneeze at. And our time going to Mile High Stadium hasn't been the best. So this time around, I believe Shotty is going to get these guys ready, get used to the cold and just that temperature, that high altitude, because that's going to be key for the matchup. Hey, it is what it is. I'd rather Dallas kind of get into this matchup where they're enduring certain temperatures that if they're able to make it to the postseason, I know this is early, but if they're able to make it to the postseason and got to link up against an opposition that their turf is either in a frozen area, be adapted to it, be accustomed to it. So yeah, this matchup is going to be very fun to watch. I'm going to be linked in just seeing what this game is going to be. And yeah, I hope it's a hard-fought game and that Dallas doesn't take this game lightly. They need to take this game seriously. And I need my defense to be ready to play because the Broncos feel like they have a little story going on as the comeback kids. But this time around, I think the story ends. No comebacks here. I believe Dallas win this game. And with that being said, that concludes the Barbershop Talk with JT. I'm going to continue to get better with just more insight on the upcoming matchups. But yeah, this one was one that I feel that I know where this game is going to go. And if Dallas takes this game seriously, Sky's the limit on what we can do in this matchup. But with that being said, Barbershop Talk has concluded. If you like what you saw, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 1,000. I really appreciate this team. 14 Rings NFC East podcast is one that has really gotten me started to where I need to be, and especially bringing content and just kind of learning the media in ways. Hey, I love the team and I'm going to continue to grow on my part. And if you like what you've seen from us as a whole, if you checked out our most recent episode this past Wednesday, talking about the matchup in week 7, yeah, just leave some comments on how we can be better, as well as seeing some things what we can do on our segments where we're not talking about our teams. I'm definitely love to know what we could do. Maybe talk about a matchup in the league and whatnot. Yeah, let us know in the comments. If you like what you saw, you can check us out on our start over again. If you like what you saw, you can definitely check us out on our social and media pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, and Threads. Everyone have a blessed evening. Have a blessed weekend. JT Wolf out. Peace.